But here's where everybody can put their differences aside. They can sit back and everyone can scream bullshit. There's one category. And I know you said at the beginning, why are these people? No. You know, DT Merch is where you go to find all the clothing that we have for you to wear to represent yourself being a dedicated toasty. And here's the best thing that's going on with DT Merch right now. If you walk away with nothing else that you remember, you can go in starting tomorrow to dtmerch.com and get yourself a shirt or any other item. And when you buy one item at full price, you will receive a second item.
For your sweetheart.
For your sweetheart with a $10 gift card. Go over to doubletoast.com. Over there, we have ways for you to become a subscriber. Because when you become a subscriber, I mean, you maybe don't catch every show, but you want to keep you want to keep these shows going. So when you subscribe, you do just that. But join us on the show sometime. That's the real magic of it. Oh, let's talk about the Oscar nominations. As we said before, y'all mad about that, man. I don't care about the Oscars, no way. Fuck the Oscars, man. Should nobody watch the Oscars, no way. Your ass gonna be sitting up there sweating, watching every minute of the Academy Awards when they come on. The people who say they don't care, they care the most.
It's like a bad breakup.
I don't like them.
I don't like that bitch no way.
Why she don't want me no more?
Yeah, right. I went through the whole list. Black, check. Gays, check. Feminist, check. Mm-hmm. Aliens, Fishman, check. Mutants, check. Nerds, check. What the fuck is missing here? And you responded, what I wanted.
Basically.
Shit that I wanted on there, it ain't on there. like you was saying, man, you know, where girls' night? Yeah, where Transformers at, man?
Mad as hell.
For all y'all out here, because I've said it year after year after year, man, it ain't nothing, some old bullshit ass award show. Anyway, don't nobody care about the Oscars. Oscar, who the fuck is Oscar? Oscar don't mean nothing to me. Until one day I realized, well, if I've been saying that for the last 20 years, I kind of care.
You're still right there.
Oscars and all other award shows where they do matter, whether we like it or not. And at the same time, they really don't. Wait a minute, how does this work? How can it matter and not matter? Well, that's what we're going to be here today. As much as I don't want to say it, as much as I'm reluctant to sit back and say, yeah, Oscar's got some influence, they do. Now, let's go ahead and start out by looking at the nominees for Best Picture. And this year we have nine nominees in this category for Best Picture. Just quickly, Call Me By Your Name, Get Out, The Post, Darkest Hour, Lady Bird, The Shape of Water, Dunkirk, Phantom Thread, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. What we're going to do first, we're going to try to go in and be positive about this. At least if y'all don't mind, can we talk about why the Oscars matter?
Oh, yeah, sure.
And plus, let's go through some of the other categories here, just real briefly. I swear I will go down the line quickly. For actor in a leading role, Timothée Chalamet, Gary Oldman, Daniel Kaluuya, Daniel Day-Lewis, and Denzel. Actor in a supporting role, you have Willem Dafoe, Sam Rockwell, Richard Jenkins, Woody Harrelson, Christopher Plummer. Let's go to actress in a leading role. Sally Hawkins, Meryl Streep, Margot Robbie, Frances McDormand, Saoirse Ronan. In a supporting role, your actresses are Allison Janney, Mary J. Blige, Laurie Metcalf, Leslie Manville, and Octavia Spencer. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just name off just a couple of side categories here, and then we'll get into some other ones later on down the line. For directing, another important major category, Christopher Nolan, Dunkirk, Greta Gerwig, Lady Bird, Guillermo del Toro, The Shape of Water, Jordan Peele, Get Out, Paul Thomas Anderson, Phantom Thread, and I'm going to save a couple of these other things for our discussion down the line. Now, here's the most obvious reason why the Oscars matter. First of all, nothing to do with you or I unless we work in the business, and that is business. I mean, it's marketing. So whether we want it to be there or not, it's just good for them to put that out there. And that's a shallow thing for them in any award show. But it is marketing and it is business. That's one of the most obvious things why it matters. It doesn't matter to us so much, again, unless we are really benefiting from it in some kind of monetary fashion. It's a reflection of social acceptance for groups all around. We were just talking about how many others or other groups have felt excluded by the Oscars. And Golden Globes, you want to throw it out there. Now, I'll even throw some of the other award shows out there. But think about some of the things really that mean when they do these nominations. Think about what they mean to us when they see them. I mean, for us, immediately, and I don't mean to discount anybody else, but for us, it really meant something when we woke up and saw this nominated for 4 awards.
You ready for that?
Bro, how you not scared of this, man?
You know, I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all are saying, man, it's just because it's black. And yes. Yes. Even Daniel Kaluuya's like, yeah. What are you talking about? And the reason why this was so important, because I know we've had some things in the past. Well, y'all had black movies, but they were slave films. They were inspirational films. They were civil rights films. They were comedies. You know, they were over dramatic dramas. But with this film right here, I consider this almost like the Obama of nominated black movies, because I lived to see something I thought I never would. Are you crazy? You're talking about a black movie with a black director where your black leads are really taking hold of the film. And not only that, but it's a movie where a black man took home his white girlfriend and the white people are the villains. The Oscars would normally say, I don't give a fuck how great this movie. It could be the greatest movie in the world. That shit ain't coming in here.
Yeah.
It shows social progress. It is something where we're at a moment now where we can watch a movie like this and people aren't boycotting because they feel like it's racist.
Right.
You know, it's a movie where people don't, they're not scared to put it out there, a studio. They're willing to take a chance on this. And they saw that it worked, which means that we're all not only willing to have a discussion about racism of this type, this bold, but also this movie entertained a lot of people, black and white and everything in between.
Right.
No, that's why I want to get that one out the way first.
Yeah, there's a reason why Gertz is not here.
Yeah, exactly. So
He's out boycotting.
Boycott and get out.
Oscar's unfair.
He's got to sign, you get out.
Oscar's too black.
Not enough white movies.
Well, let's go ahead and get into that. White movies in many different ways, different groups, because it's progress that we've seen with women and with gay people. Lady Bird being nominated not only for Best Picture, but Greta Gerwig getting a nomination for Best Director.
Her first time out.
Her first time out, too. I've always said that it's more powerful for women to get recognized for what they do behind the camera.
Very true.
Sure.
And Greta Gerwig to have Best Picture, Best Director, and also with the movie with a central female character, a progressive central female character, that is, again, that's progress for women, man.
And then also has other themes of race and homosexuality in it, too, in that same movie.
I didn't even think about it that way.
It's true.
Yeah, that is very true, man. Same thing is to be said for Call Me By Your Name. One of my favorite movies in the top 10. For other people, it wasn't. I think I was the only one that had it in my top 10 list. But it is a huge win for gay people. Why? Because this is a movie where this is not a film where sexuality or homosexuality is the controversial central topic.
Right.
It's a romance. Let the gays be gay.
Yeah.
They
live normal lives just like you.
It is just these people being people. Their sexuality is not the subject here. Their romance is.
Yeah, every one of those turns that all those movies take, this one never did do that.
Right.
And now y'all talking about you damn liberals up there. Of course you like Oscars and shit. Okay, something like, where my monsters at though?
Oh, they here too.
A sci-fi movie never gets in there.
For all the nerds out there and the geeks and the sci-fi people and the monster lovers out there, the horror people, this was your year that you seen your voice heard.
If you know something you're not telling me, you're gonna tell me. One last time. Where is it?
Listen, fella.
Sit your black ass down.
He might as well have said those actual words.
Yeah, really, man. That's how I took it. He said it that way.
Just get up and go to the bathroom. No, my bad.
I'll just pee on myself.
Let me buy that popcorn bucket.
We're talking about The Shape of Water. This is probably out of, now you think we're being liberal, you think we're being black, that has nothing on the 13 nominations that The Shape of Water got. That's unprecedented. We've had sci-fi movies nominated. We've had horror movies nominated. When you go through it, you have to look at, you can go back to the 80s, man. You had E.T. that was nominated. It didn't win, but it was nominated for Best Picture back in 83. Sixth Sense, kind of a horror film. Now it was nominated for Best Picture in 2000. It didn't win, but it was nominated. But the thing that you got to understand about that is that those movies were PG-13, made huge business and sort of safe for the family to go into, relatively. This is a movie about a mute woman fucking a fish man.
Like the first 30 seconds is her masturbating in the tub.
Yeah, all right. Masturbating to fish.
Yeah, she's all about water.
Like I said in the review, got to get wet to get wet. Not only that it's a rated R movie where we see a woman have sex with a mutant fish man, but it's not as huge as those other films. Usually a movie has to be a blockbuster or make huge amounts of money for it to be considered if it's in a risky area. I would say this, Oscars, they have good intentions. The politics come in and ruin everything. I mean, you have to think back to 92 when Beauty and the Beast was nominated for not Best Animated Feature, Best Picture.
Right.
And, they're scared to do that. But it shows that they have always had good intentions to nominate movies, no matter what category, for what they are worth. It's the politics that comes in and ruin it. And while we're talking about sci-fi and we're talking about fantasy, sure, the comic books, they're still getting kind of snubbed. I'm still mad at the Academy Awards for snubbing The Dark Knight. Back in, what was this? This was
2008?
2000, yeah. I'm still pissed off about that.
Joker got his.
How? Oh yeah,
He won. Yeah. I mean,
There's nothing else.
I was thinking about the real Joker. I was thinking about that. You gotta say names, man.
He won too. He turned hard.
I was like, no, Batman caught him, man. It was like he was at the Oscar getting his award, and Batman was like, I got you. It was all a trap. It's been begrudging, and granted, the material has not always been great, which is why I still say we see progress in the fantasy era of area of comic books with Logan. Logan got a best adapted screenplay, and while it's not really one of the big major ones, that's still a win for comic book fans, I think.
The thing is, so often with years, a best adapted screenplay, and especially a best original screenplay, is the movie that really is the movie to watch that year. Like Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
And we would be remiss if we did not say comic book movies have already won an Oscar. Suicide Squad has theirs.
That is true.
They have theirs. They got theirs last year. They got theirs.
No matter how mad you are, there's that one movie where you feel like somebody deserves it for whatever. Whether it is director or actor or actress. And that's what I saw with several categories, including best director. And everybody's going to have their different opinions about it, because I know that Phantom Thread was set up to be sort of a gimme because Paul Thomas Anderson is such a critical darling. But as far as directing goes, I mean, there are a lot of movies I would put in the place of Phantom Thread as far as best picture. But best director, I cannot deny that just direction. It's beautifully directed. To get the kind of visuals that this guy, Paul Thomas Anderson, got out of this movie. I mean, story-wise, it might be lacking for some people, but direction, I think that is great. And I feel like, all right, I don't feel bad about that. Maybe it's a movie that I didn't want in every category, but I feel like, all right, I don't have a problem with that. There are some movies that I thought would just get totally ignored. And granted, some people in the movie probably did, but I remember looking at the Florida Project, and I thought there's no way in hell that Willem Dafoe is going to get an Oscar nomination because the movie is just not that big.
Okay, I warned you. One drip and you're out.
Oh, come on!
Out now.
It's gonna melt outside.
It's melting inside too.
He was.
I thought he would.
Did you?
Yeah, because from everything I looked at, he was my. he was always my first choice, or first or second. But this movie was getting a lot of press even before we went to the screening for it.
This is a year where I walked away feeling good because I thought that some people, if it is truly business, some people need the business. I've seen some actors and actresses who've been in the game for a while because they've been like character actors.
Right.
And I always thought, man, look, I don't care how bullshit we think the awards are. If an Oscar nomination or the award, but even a nomination helps you out, then so be it. I hope you get it for your business. That's what I thought about a certain actress.
Call that a clean skate, for Christ's sake?
Do not swear in front of the kids.
I didn't swear, you cunt.
You know, Allison Janney, man, killed it.
Yeah.
As Tanya Harding's mom. And I was just happy to see. We've seen her. We've always
Yeah,
been
she's
a
been
fan
in
of
the
hers.
game a long time.
Yeah, we've always been a fan of hers. And to see her go in there and get a nomination for Best Supporting Actress for I, Tanya, it's great. That's something I walked away feeling like, man, this could have been a lot of bullshit nominations.
Is there anybody in these specific categories that you feel is automatically not going to get the award or doesn't really deserve to be up there?
Trying to think.
Because like with the best supporting thing, like best actor, I feel like Denzel is there, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to get it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not.
Even when you feel like somebody's not going to get it, it's just like, listen, because the Oscars really telling them, like, look, you know you ain't going to get shit, right? But to be fair, we have to acknowledge you and to look at, everybody who, I think the two of us said that because we're the only two people that saw it. For Roman J, it's really,
The entire world. Denzel didn't even see this movie.
I saw it. Oh, I'm sorry. Three people who saw it in here.
We supported Denzel.
Man, we walked out and we said, Denzel deserves an Oscar nomination for Best Actor.
This courtroom would not allow you to use the bathroom. You would, by all definition, be detained.
Okay, finding in contempt.
He's like, Negro, shut up.
You can give me more time.
He's like, you know what? I'll defend myself. Your Honor, I was good. I had to go to the bathroom. But you look at that performance right there. It's Denzel in there, but we've always said Denzel's been great as Denzel.
Right.
This is probably his greatest departure from being Denzel.
Sure, very true.
I'll tell you something else that is a positive thing and why the Oscars matter. They are a reflection of changing times, not only socially, but with the way we consume entertainment. I believe it was 2016 that Beast of No Nation came out. And when that came out, this is where Netflix came in and they said, we're going to do a little experiment. We're going to do distribution for home and theater. And on top of that, because y'all taking our movies away. Disney taking away from our vault. Warner Brothers, every time you get, because every time you got on Netflix, if you want to watch a movie, like that shit was gone.
Yep.
Netflix finally said, okay, you want to take our shit, we'll make our own movies. And they going to be so good, we're going to get that Oscar. And that is exactly was their aim for with Beast of No Nation. They got as far as the Golden Globes, and then the theater owners said, you better not get that motherfucking award. Take away from our business. Mm-hmm. And they did not get anything at the Oscars. I think the most that got the Golden Globe was what's his name?
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba. Idris Elba got the award for best actor. Best African.
Best supporting, I think, right?
Best warlord. I think best supporting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that did not stop Netflix. They were undaunted by this, and they decided to keep going. And so that's why it's kind of a win for Netflix and technology and the way we consume things, because people trying to boycott them did not work. Mudbound is a landmark film for the nomination. Mudbound got like best cinematography and best adapted screenplay, but with Mary J. Blige, best supporting actress, that just goes to show that it's a reflection of no matter how much you protest, no matter how much you try to boycott something or you try to deny somebody something, consumerism and the technology that influences it's just going to happen.
Yeah. If you don't progress, you're going to fall behind and you're going to be obsolete.
People who get mad about things not being nominated, why don't you take pride in some of these things that aren't nominated? That one thing that good and goddamn well was never going to get nominated, but you were pushing for it, and now you mad about it, make it a positive. Because I'm glad some things that I really love are not nominated. Good Time. I love that movie.
I just watched this weekend.
Did you?
I have no idea how this is not nominated.
Right? Wasn't it awesome? It is one of the best movies this year. And for some selfish reason, I'm glad that it's not nominated because it is such a special movie to me that I want it for my own.
You can tell people about it.
I want it to be the movie that I turn people on to.
Right.
I don't want it to be ruined and diluted by being people talking about it too much and people being, because
it's your own cult movie.
Well, yes, that's my own little cult. Like I can bring you to the house and be like, hey, man, this is the one that nobody really saw. Let's indeed talk about why they don't matter. And here's one that's not very mean. It's not very jaded. In fact, it's something that it's just common sense. I would gladly remove about 2 or 3 films and put in The Big Sick. I really thought this movie from a storytelling standpoint, an emotional standpoint, was better. Because I'm more of a story person.
Same here.
The Phantom Thread, I do. They don't like it that much, but I really do enjoy that film. I do. But it is it's very bare in story. I would actually say it's a great art film. It's great cinematography, great direction. But this right here, for me, really was something.
It strikes a chord. It sticks with you.
But here's where everybody can put their differences aside. They can sit back and everyone can scream bullshit. There's one category. And I know you said at the beginning, why are these people? No. If there's anything that proves that the awards are bullshit, it's one lone category by itself. It says it all. Animated feature. You mean Boss Baby? You're gonna love him. Boss Baby is in there for best animated feature. Ferdinand the bullshit.
Man,
they even look. You see all those people looking. They looking like little kids. Like that got nominated. You nominated those, and you snubbed the great Rock Dog. You did not even put that in. Nah, I'm the people have been stop playing, man. This is not a laughing matter right here. No, of course, we're looking at. The Boss Baby. We're looking at Ferdinand. And
hey man, I told y'all about Boss Baby, but you just blew me off.
I gave Boss Baby a matinee. I was not as bothered with that movie as everybody else was.
I gave it a rental. Like, it does not bother me. I have no problem with the Boss Baby. I really don't.
Ferdinand on the other hand, that one is a little rough.
And then, hey, whatever, man. He made his money. So I'm talking about business. Go ahead and get your money. But I'm looking at this category right here. We already said the Boss Baby. We already said Ferdinand. We got Coco. You saw The Breadwinner and Loving Vincent.
It's just hilarious to see like Boss Baby and Ferdinand in between all these like depressing ass movies or movies that like you walk out of crying and then you see those two on the right and left. Like, ooh.
Shit, even Ferdinand like, what the fuck? I don't know, man. No, don't put me in there. How the fuck did you miss this one?
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
Master Bruce, your greatest fear is
not getting a nomination. This is a movie where it made money.
Because, again, it's a comic book thing, or a comic book tie-in, and there's a lot of inside jokes, even though it is a fun movie. And 2 is, it's called the Lego Batman movie, so like this is kind of a commercial property. So the Oscars would kind of be giving an Oscar to Lego.
But the other thing being that they just don't look at Legos and go, oh, that's animation like everything else. Like there's a prejudice against this kind of animation.
I could, and I could see that, but that's still kind of bullshit, man. And
sure.
And here's the deal with this kind of film, or this category, the animated feature category. It really is, as I said earlier, a participation category. You just get a participation award. You exist. Right. We have a space to fill. Mm-hmm. I don't see. Now we're just forming conspiracy theories because I really don't see why this movie should not be nominated with the money and the critical success that it has. This is why awards are bullshit. That animated category, they did that one year by nominating Beauty and the Beast for Best Picture back in '92, and then people complained. Human beings, I'm flesh and blood. Can't no cartoon win over me. And let's not forget. I also ignore the blatant manufactured Oscar movie, which this year was The Post. I mean,
I know,
man.
I know.
This scream, give me an Oscar.
Yeah,
that movie
that was created in a lab.
Yeah, that shit was Frankenstein just for an Oscar.
Streep, Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg. All right.
Yeah,
it's like I don't even know if they saw it. They just saw who was in it and just went, "All right, we have to nominate."
That's what I'm saying. It was that one where everybody said, "Oh, we have to." I think that I tell you what I think is going to win.
You put it up?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I actually pulled it up here so we can see. I just folded my arms.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? Can we see it, please?
Yeah, I have it right here. Meryl Streep is at that point, like we said before. you're good. So what? Everybody knows that. Yeah. What else is new? I think that Saoirse Ronan would be high in the running. Margot Robbie would be after that, but Frances McDormand is going to be the one to take it.
Most likely, yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, what do you think, Mark?
I think it's between her and Sally Hawkins.
Sally Hawkins. Why you going for Sally Hawkins?
Because they've thrown The Shape of Water so many nominations.
Nominations, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's sometimes it's in that zone of like, you got so many, we recognize you, but we're not really going to give you these. Oh, but her.
You know, I tell you why I think Frances McDormand is going to win. Frances McDormand at the Oscars got up for that role, which was a strong woman, and she strode up like a cowboy, like she did some shit, because her role in the movie was.
Wait, do you mean at the Golden Globe?
I mean at the Golden Globe, yeah. She strode up, and when she got up there, it was because she was a strong female character,
right?
And everybody's on that.
Everybody is on that,
and that's why I think they're going to give it to her, because she's a female character that takes no shit from anybody and is part of the movement.
Yeah.
We look at one particular film that everybody back said, and when I say a while back, I'm talking about like maybe 5 days ago. They were saying, I don't know if it's going to get Best Picture, but I could see Best Adapted Screenplay, and I could see Best Actor for your boy James Franco.
Okay.
James Franco didn't get shit.
He told y'all this from the get-go, man. I was like, listen.
He got the stench of the fresh stench of harassment on him.
But there is
that didn't stop Casey Affleck.
That's
what I'm talking about. That's why people say the awards are bullshit. If there's some major movement going on, they're like, all right, you in there. Ain't nobody saying anything about Casey Affleck.
No, leading up to that, they were saying Casey Affleck.
Yeah, but at that time, it was just Casey Affleck. Now it's a movement.
True. You're right. You are right.
You notice when he went up there and got his award, he shut the fuck up. He was like, bye. And that's how you know it's bullshit, because the politics are bullshit. I mean, the award shows, they will do something if they yell loud enough and get enough hashtags out there. But yeah.
No, not the hashtags. Oh, foiled.
Please. No.
I'm melting.
And,
when Tommy Wiseau is going like, man, you really fucked this up for me.
Why you do this? Everyone betrayed me. I'm looking at cinematography. Blade Runner 2049 deserves it. Dunkirk deserves it. Mudbound. Yeah, sure. The Shape of Water. Yes. Darkest Hour. But I tell you, I would trade Mudbound out for Phantom Thread. That's the one thing we said had going for it.
Mudbound, it's a beautiful movie, but like it's not on the level of those. Because like when I think, even I wasn't a big fan of Dunkirk, but when I think of it, it's like, yo, every shot just felt like I was in the war.
Yeah. Were y'all even paying attention? That's the star of this film.
That's true.
The cinema, they put this shit in 70mm because of the cinematography. That's the only reason why I want to go see it again.
They nominated for everything except what it was good at.
I'm kind of that one. I'm kind of mad about. You know, I'm confused. I don't know what we all thinking about.
That throws all of its nominations in question.
Some of these are bullshit, and they make you question how valid the other nominations are.
Now, Daniel Day-Lewis is good. I don't think he's better than anybody else in that category, though.
I tell you, no, because Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman should take that.
Gary Oldman, yeah, he's well overdue.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. I'm pretty convinced of that.
I would like to see your boy Timothy. I would like to see him get it.
Everybody's hot on him right now.
They really are. But he's, if anything, everybody's really talking about Gary Oldman, and he's still young, Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah,
he's the youngest one to get nominated, right? And,
the youngest one to get nominated never wins.
Yeah, they're like, you got time. Gary Oldman, he old, he ain't even old.
That old.
He ain't Winston Churchill.
But people look at that, they're gonna be like, damn, let's give it to the dude before he dies. No, Gary Oldman's not old, but I'm looking at that Winston Churchill. That's how good he is. Damn, you old, man. I'm looking at the Best Picture category. Anybody want to take any guesses as to what is going to win Best Picture?
Hopefully not The Post.
Right.
I think it's either gonna go to 3 Billboards or Call Me by Your Name.
Okay,
but Shape of Water with all those nominations, that's
what I'm thinking. All those nominations, man, that's gonna be probably the big upset. Because the ones that get all those nominations, they make the best stories. And I tell you what, you're gonna have what you had last year. Mm-hmm. Where La La Land won Best Director and Moonlight won Best Picture. Yeah, Guillermo del Toro is going to get Best Director.
Yep.
3 Billboards is going to get Best Picture.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Now here's something that's going on with 3 Billboards. Now we're about to cross over into something, but it's still in the same territory. There's a controversy going on with 3 Billboards now. If it's going to throw anything off, some people are talking about a particular character in the movie.
Hey, fuckhead.
What?
Don't say what, Dixon, when she comes in calling you a fuckhead?
You know, she might as well have said, fuckhead says what?
Fuckhead said what? We're all laughing, but we're talking about what's his
Sam
name?
Rockwell?
Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell is nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
Him and Woody Harrelson.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Him and Woody Harrelson. And everybody's loving his performance. Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to tell you, I had some problems with Three Billboards, and it didn't make my top 10. It didn't make my honorable mentions. And I love Sam Rockwell in the movie. I do as an actor. I had problems with his character.
Yeah.
Now, what was your problem with his character?
I feel like he did a lot of terrible things, including what happens in this movie. Then also they allude to stuff what happened before it. But to kind of wrap it up the way they did at the end, I feel like it was a little too on the nose, and they kind of redeemed a character that didn't really redeem himself yet.
Have you heard this controversy? Then you are seeing something that a lot of people are seeing, and something that I'm gonna tell you, I dodged, I danced around.